Thank you very much. A very good morning to everyone. I think we are all happy. From yesterday's field trip, I had a lot. People's expectations were met, and we came back with a lot of learnings that we had. Lydia Dongo. I work for HUFAS. I'm the master trainer based in Soroti, and we are implementing a project on agroecology, dealing with the smallholder farmers. I'm here standing in for Madam Ruth. She's not okay. You might have seen Mugisha Ruth and you're wondering, Adongo Lydia is the one talking. I'm here giving the highlights from the regional preview event that we had last month up to this month, and it's the one that led to the National Extension Week that we are here for today. We're already aware of the main theme that we have, and during the regional event, we had it in 5 locations. We had one in Soroti, and the organizer was the Awoja Riverside, where we had a number of people who attended. The second location was in Fort Portal, the Greater Rwenzori. And then we also had in other 3 locations, that was Adjumani, Gulu, and then Lira. So we had a total of 210 extension actors who were present in that time. And in Soroti, we had over 70 participants who attended. Those are the ones we had at the hall. And then we also had other exhibitors and then the show goers. We were blessed because we had a number of people. So we had to target the regional event of Eastern to be in Soroti district during the time of Agric show. Though we had so during that time, we had a number of people who were able to be part of the show. And then in Adjumani, Gulu, and Lira, we had over 100 participants who attended, and most of them were from the DLGs of various districts in northern Uganda and then West Nile. And then in Fort Portal, we had over 30 participants who attended the event. So here we are looking at the purpose and strategic focus, which was to bring together stakeholders to actively participate in the national level agricultural extension discussions by reflecting on regional issues, and meaning that this regional event was being organized and it took place at each region. Therefore, what was discussed there was being generated regarding the issues that are happening according to regions. For example, in Eastern, we had different issues which were discussed. In Northern, and then in the Greater Rwenzori also had the issues which were discussed separately. So number 1, we had to identify critical agricultural issues in the agricultural extension advisory service. 2 was to highlight capacities, gaps, and needs in the agricultural extension. 3, generate actionable general and technical and policy-related recommendations, which was brought in well, and then mobilize partners for the National Extension Week. We who are here, we know that we're here because we're mobilized, and that's why we had a good number this time, more than what we had the other time in 2024. We're also able to discuss 4 strategic sub-themes, and number 1 being the scalable and market-driven agricultural extension services, and then 2 was extension for sustainable high-value chains, and the 3rd one was resilience and climate-smart agriculture 4 was professionalism of agricultural workforce. So in all the regional events that we had, we were able to discuss all these sub-themes in details, of which later I'm going to invite one of the stakeholders of the DLG to come and give us what we discussed or what we came up with during the during the regional events. So these regional events were being sponsored by a number of people, a number of stakeholders. Number one, we had the GIZ, and I would like to give good appreciation to GIZ, who enabled us to organize and be part of the regional events. GIZ was able to sponsor 3 regions, that is the Lango region, the Acholi region, and then West Nile. And it was really great. Applause to GIZ. And then Mountains of the Moon University were the organizers of the Greater Rwenzori region, and they were the ones who hosted the regional event in Fort Portal. Let's give a big hand clap to Mountains of the Moon. Thank you very much. And then in Soroti, we had the Riverside, Aoja Riverside, are the ones who organized, hand in hand with the Hoofers, organized the Eastern Regional Show that took place in Soroti. Applause to Aoja Riverside, though I think they are not represented here, but we recognize them, and I know this recognition will reach them wherever they are in. And then lastly, applause to Hoofers for the great work. Without Hoofers, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we had all during all the regional events. Thank you very much, Hoofers, and I'm also glad to be part of Hoofers. I'm also a member, and I will continue being a member of Hoofers. So I encourage those ones who are not yet members to be members. And then lastly, as Hoofers, we've been tasked under the project of GP SAEP to come up with a model, a very good model using agroecology to promote household nutrition. And this came from our stakeholders from the DLG. This model should be able to ensure that at least every household should be able to have at least 3 fruits within their compound in order to promote good nutrition. And some of the trees that were, the fruit trees that were brought up, we have here that avocado is very good, the pawpaws, oranges, mangoes, passion fruits, and then the rest. But at least every household should have 3. Those ones who can have more, it is okay. And then also, this model also should be able also to ensure that at least each household has 3 vegetables. We all know how important vegetables are in regards to nutrition. There is this vegetable called alaju. I don't know it in English. Somebody from Lango to tell us, to translate alaju in English, what is it? And then akeu. Those are very, very good, nutritious vegetables that we should encourage our farmers to have. We also have the pumpkin leaves, the pumpkin seeds, cucumbers, and then also ensure that as we come up with this model, we should also be able to encourage each household to promote kitchen gardening, at least have good sanitation, and at least have good water. So to Hoofers, this is what we have been tasked to come up with. With this, I would like to invite Mr. Ojue Charles to take us through the findings that we had during the regional event. May we give a hand clap to Charles as he comes in.
Thank you very much, Madam Lydia, for a wonderful presentation of the pre-event activities that took place in 5 regional areas. I would like to thank the organizer of this event, OFAS and the Ministry of Agriculture for this very important. This is my first time to participate in this Agricultural Extension Week. My name is Charles Ojue. I'm the District Agricultural Officer of Bagago District Local Government. I'm a proud member of OFAS, registered during the pre-event activities. I was encouraged to register. Here are some of the findings we got during the pre-event activities in the 5 regions of Uganda. The first one, we look at the market-driven agricultural extension advisory services. Some of the gaps highlighted were high farmers to extension ratio. As discussed earlier on, in Uganda here, we have the extension gap in most of the lower administrative units and even the ministries, even the government agencies, due to limited funding, because there is not enough ways to recruit agricultural officers and assistant agricultural officers who could participate and deliver efficient and effective advisory services to sub-counties and parish level. Also, there's a gap of accreditation of private extensions providers. Poor infrastructures and transport. This also affects their productivity. Of course, that affects market linkages, linking the production site to the market. A farmer deep in Agago there might produce a quality sunflowers grains, but transporting it to the market become a problem due to bad roads and other things. Yeah, and then low adoption of and dependency. Most of our farmers rely on the handouts, which is not really a good practice. We need to do some mindset change so that they invest in most of these technologies. The next is uncoordinated approaches of technologies to the farmers. Some of the solutions realized contract farming and private partnership, public-private partnerships. And then the government recruitment of agricultural extension officers. This one, I appeal to the Ministry of Agriculture and Public Service to release some ways so that most of the district local government do recruit agricultural officers for effective advisory service delivery, mindset change and training. Also, integration of intermediaries, extension and service providers into the system. Popularizing demand-driven and fee-based extension approach. The next is the high value chains. Gaps. These high value chains, we look at the priority crops being promoted by the government, specifically Ministry of Agriculture. These high value crops ranges from coffee, the oil seeds, and other fruit trees, limited finance and fragmented land. Most of these farmers who do these high value crops, they don't have capital to do it, because at least for you to practice and promote these high value crops, you need some finance, you need some good land, acres of land. But in central and western Uganda, if I'm to give an example, there's no land. You find a farmer having only 2 acres. But when you go to our northern part there, you find a farmer with over 100 land, which is not even utilized. So it's not an easy thing. And also we have weak market linkages. There's that gap between farmers and the market. There's no serious market information which farmers are getting to sell their produce. Inadequate materials and then low value addition. Some of the solutions were direct targeting of farmers with high value enterprises, coffee, cashew nut, oil crop, and others. And then market-oriented extensions. Farmers-led extension, yes. And then mechanization support. Here, if the government could come in and subsidize the cost of mechanized equipment, so that most of the farmers afford and use it. This business of using handholds is no longer beneficial to most of them. How many acres can you till to produce good quality produce? Under climate smart agricultural practices, some of the gaps were low climate smart agriculture adoption. This is due to a few extension staffs in the area who could promote the practices of climate smart. And then flood, drought, and degradation by farmers. This as a result of using poor method of farming. Inadequate and expensive climate smart agricultural inputs such as crops, some of the drought-tolerant crop varieties, and then weak access to weather and market information. Solutions to this, some of these gaps are harmonizing technical information on climate smart agriculture. This can only be done through trainings, yes, and then scaling adaptation and mitigation initiatives such as irrigation and other precision agricultural methods. Agroforestry promotion. This is integration of crops with trees to promote soil fertility, and then soil fertility improvement using manures, because climate smart we rarely use because we practice conservation farming, so we don't use synthetic fertilizers, so we promote the use of organic fertilizers instead. Collaborates with other partners implementing climate smart agriculture, such as the PELAM, those partners, the NGOs operating in most of the region in this place. And then we have workforce, professionalization and crisis. Some of the gaps, we are still talking about the extension of extension officers to farmers here. We look at 28,000 farmers to one officer. This ratio is too high. So efficiency and effectiveness cannot be realized during training. Now, how long will extension officers take to reach these farmers? For example, in my district where I'm working, each agricultural officer work in more than 4 sub-counties. This is a very serious issue and is alarming. No accreditation body for extension workers. As Dr. Pessen that time mentioned the first day, there's a bill before Parliament, the Agricultural Extension Bill. This will help to regulate the activities of extension workers. You know, in the past when the extension officers were not many, and during the NATS implementation period, even CDOs were recruited as the sub-county agricultural, the NATS coordinator, sub-county agricultural officer. Now for them, they could even do the work of agricultural officers, yet they are not trained along that technicalities. So it was so bad. Up to now, that's why our profession is not respected. CDOs still have that mindset that they are also extension workers. That they're extension worker, right? But we are agricultural extension workers. Our work is to impact adoption, to train farmers in the technical areas of different values in agriculture. Solution to this workforce professionalization is establishing accreditation body. Yes, the bill is already there, and I believe it will be passed by Parliament. And digitalization of integration, youth and women in inclusion in agriculture using good and scalable business models. Strengthening multi-stakeholders collaboration in extension, for regional hubs and strengthens it to improve on the collaboration. We have some proposal here for future engagement. For immediate engagement, 6 months, we look at convening a committee. Then second one, we are looking at the capacity assessment, and then policy advocacy, and then mindset campaigns. Then short term, 6 to 12 months, we're looking at launching working groups, and then also piloting climate smart agricultural practices in most of the district, and then professionalization designs, how the bill will look like and how it will regulate the work of our extension workers. And then voluntary development. Then medium terms engagement, we are looking at 1 to 2 years. scaling up successful modules, certification system, strengthening organizations, and then gender and youth integration. Next steps and partnership commitment, regional coordinate consolidation. We're compiling, filing, and harmonizing recommendation for all the. It was actually the first slide I made was for 3, but I was told now to present for all the 5 regions where pre-event activities took place. And then the second one, look at the stakeholders mobilization, engaging government development partners and private sectors in planning. And then National Extension Week, which is actually going on, presenting the regional inputs, what were discussed during the pre-events into the National Forum for Policy Dialogue. And then OFA's membership. Here we're looking at strengthening the institutional capacity and expanding the membership of OFAs. For those who have not registered, I kindly ask you to do registration and be fully part of this member, because this is a body which is recognized by the government with nationally, internationally, and where you go. If you have to present that certificate that you are OFAs, you can work anywhere outside Uganda. And then also resource mobilization, identify fundings, sources, and establish implementation partnership. Lastly, monitoring and evaluation, establishing systems to track progress and impact of our recommendations. Yes, action for offers to frontline. We're looking at reviewing the structure for the city and municipality, struck divisions on a number of staffs. The numbers are not adequate to reach the last mile. Cities and municipalities were created late, so their structures for the production department. Most cities don't have the city production officers, principal agricultural officers, senior agricultural officers, animal husbandry officers. So these things need to be aligned, because all those officers, the offices are very important for effective implementation and delivery of advisory services to the city. And review the qualification extension officers employed. To be employed, provide extension services. Yes, not everybody qualifies, as I mentioned before. Yes, this one needs a technical people, somebody with a background in agriculture, maybe say from diploma to a degree, master, PhD, should have something related to agriculture in animal crops, fisheries, and then insects, entomology. Also to harmonize syllabus on the course units being used to teach students and agricultural department. This is very important. There are other courses which were scrapped sometime back by Makerere. If we could be part and partial of this harmonization, would be part. Need to do some stakeholder engagement on these courses to be taught at university. I'm very happy to inform you that World Vision has taken a lead in that. They have submitted a number of courses to Bositema University, especially area of natural resource management. Recruitment of more staff under extension and lobby for increment of district local government staff salary and promotion of staff should also be considered. Yes, the truth is the salary increment announcement for extension workers of the local government has been done. Maybe if they need some top up, but what we are getting currently is somehow enough. And then building capacity of the district local government, this will be done regionally. Yes, selected. In most cases, this thing always beat my understanding. You will realize that there's a project under the Ministry of Agriculture, and this project has some capacity aspect building of it, like National Oilseed Project, Uganda Climate Smart Agricultural Project. So when they advertise for those scholarships under those projects, very few, even none of the district local government staff are picked for the capacity to be built. So I don't know the criteria they use. I wish one of I wish a representative or official from the Ministry of Agriculture is here, so that we also get some feedback from him or her. who fails to help in promoting lobby and advocate for resources like motorcycle for extension staff and using the. I'm happy that just few days, I think on Tuesday, Uganda Climate Smart Agricultural Projects, where the project is being implemented in the 69 district. We gave out 6 motorcycle per district. I think this one can help bridge the gap of transport for extension workers. Thank you very much. This is the end of my presentation. At this juncture also, according to our arrangement, we shall be inviting our regional officers. Maybe I request our MC now to be moving so that members make supplement and give their comments and also I request the secretary to be taking note because all the supplement and comment will be integrated in this slide, in this report.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for him.